Programming like a pro scratcher is actually pretty easy. Make sure to watch the whole video so you won't miss out on any tips on scratching or any redeem codes for my new game. So let's get scratching. First off, pro scratchers don't use Scratch. They use TurboWarp, a Scratch mod that comes with several very useful developer tools, making it faster, easier, and more efficient in creating a Scratch project. So let's head over to turbowarp.org to get started. Okay, so once you've got to TurboWarp, you should see something like this, and all you need to do to get to the editor is click the See Inside button right here. Now once you're in here, you'll see that it looks very similar to the Scratch editor, except a few things like it has a dango instead of a scratch cat, the accent's color's red, and it's dark, which is very nice, I like that. But if you want a Scratch look, you can always go up here to the settings and switch to light mode and set the accent color to purple, and it looks pretty much like Scratch. Probably the most important feature that TurboWarp has is the Insert Blocks by Name. All I have to do to get to the Insert Block by Name is Control Space, and it brings up a nice menu. I can search for any block I want really easily. Now once I've found my block I want, I can just hit Enter and it's stuck to my cursor. To place it into the block editor, all you have to do is click and boom, it's right there just like you dragged it out the palette over here. Also, you can create a whole script in here, so I can just say forever, and when it ever shows gray, that means you can just hit tab and it'll automatically put that all in there for you. And then I can say move 10 plus mouse, and you can also use up and down arrow to select between the two different ones you want. So then I can just hit enter and boom, I've got a script that probably would have taken me 10 minutes to make over here in the block palette. Next is the drop down menu search feature. You can search for stuff in any drop down menu, and also in the variable menu you can create a variable by just typing in the name you want. And down at the bottom, there should be a create variable for all sprites or for this sprite only. And you just enter and the variable is created, which is very nice. So normally, if I wanted to take this reset timer block out of this forever loop, I would have to drag first all of these blocks out, then drag all of these blocks back in, and then it's out. That took quite a long time. So let's undo all that. And so all you have to do to take it out in one step is just control and drag it out. And boom, that is so easy. Normally, if I wanted to duplicate this, I would have to right click and then hit duplicate and then put this over here and drop it there. But with TurboWarp, all you have to do is hold the Alt key and drag the block and it is duplicated. This next feature is the block switching feature. As you can see, all I have to do to change this change Y by 10 block to a change X by 10 block is just right click, and in this drop down menu I can select the change X. And boom, it's just changed to the change X by 10 block. Another major improvement that TurboWarp has is the Cleanup Blocks Plus. This will clean them up into multiple columns instead of one long one, and making it much more easier to find what you are looking for. Next, we have the Rename Broadcast. So all you have to do in the Broadcast block is, in the drop-down menu, select the Rename Message and name it to whatever you want, and then hit OK, and it is renamed. All of these features are add-ons that you can enable and disable in the add-ons menu right here. So as you can see, there's tons more stuff that are not enabled by default. And if you want to have the identical setup as me, just click the link in the description, download the TurboWarp add-on preferences file that I personally use, hit the import button at the bottom of the add-ons page, and select the file. This file will remove all of the sharp edges on the blocks. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, let me just stop the recording.